Some parts of this, to some extent, isn't really easy for me to talk about, but I feel like if I don't talk about these things, then I'm just doing a disservice to you, because I know that there's probably a 16, 17-year-old dude right now that just got dumped, or he just doesn't know how to act in a relationship. And that's why I feel like this would be so helpful for you, bro. If you're young and you're already seeking out this type of knowledge to become better at relationships, I truly commend you, bro, because at 17, I didn't want to do any of this shit. I didn't care. I was just a dude. I just wanted to play with my willy and play COD, to be honest. At about 21, 22 years old, when I started going to the gym and started self-improving myself a whole bunch, I was super, super ignorant because I felt like I was top shit. I felt like I was just better than everybody else. I thought because I was super disciplined, had a bunch of money in the bank, and had a girl on my arm, that I was better than a whole lot of people. But luckily, eventually, life grabbed me by the balls and it put me in my place, which I really, really needed. In a lot of ways, I attribute a lot of the problems in my relationship to my huge ego. And I also feel like my growth was stunted to some extent because of these things, because I feel like I went through these phases of my life a lot later in life. But even so, I'm so grateful that everything that happened in my life happened, because eventually it humbled me and put me in my place. If you're young right now, you're going through a breakup, you feel like shit, yes, I get it, but don't sweat, bro. These things happen, you're just young. Breakups happen, and a lot of times things like this leave your life so that better things can come into your life. Right now is the perfect time for you to stop, look around, look at yourself, and just reflect on the person you are and the person you were. When you go through a breakup, you truly start to understand exactly what you want and what you need out of your next partner. It forces you to go inwards and reflect on the person you were and the person that your partner was. You can't blame 100% of the breakup on the other person, because it's never the case. You just need to stop, reflect on the person you were, and then build yourself back better. That's all. That 7-year relationship started when I was a teen. I was young, I was dumb. We had no idea what being in a relationship truly meant, and we had no idea what we needed from each other. And what you tend to see as you grow older and you mature is that you and your partner want different things that you just can't avoid and can't work on. When you're young, you don't care about these things. The only thing that you care about is that another girl, another guy, actually likes you and wants you to be your boyfriend or girlfriend. As you mature, as you grow, you learn these things, you pick up on these things, and because of that, generally your relationship ends. Most high school relationships in this day and age, in 2024, more than not, generally they do end, and it's not for any bad reason. In a lot of cases, there's really just nothing you can do about it, because there's nothing you can really work on together as a team. In the early days of this relationship, I was on a full-blown self-improvement journey. I was spending every single waking hour devoted towards my self-improvement and not my partner. After I got the girl, I thought, that's it. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to maintain this relationship. I just need to exist with this person as a couple. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds completely stupid. And to be honest, when I was young, I kind of was stupid. But I genuinely believe this. And because of all that lack of quality time together, that relationship was just bound to end. If you have a partner, if you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, spending quality time together, maintaining that relationship, putting time and effort into that relationship becomes a high priority, and you just can't get around that. The quickest way to kill your relationship is to not spend quality time together. I guarantee you that. Whenever I had problems, whenever I had issues with myself or my partner, I never said anything about it, and a prime example of this was my corn addiction. I never told a soul, I never mentioned anything about this addiction that I had to anyone, and I kept it from my partner for the whole relationship, 7 whole years, because I was scared. To be honest, I was just scared, and I didn't want to be vulnerable with my partner. I felt like if I show weakness, then she would leave. I kind of got red-pilled at that point, as you could probably tell. And because of that, that relationship was bound to end. What started as a small white lie that I have a corn addiction snowballed into lack of communication in all aspects of that relationship. I didn't really communicate about anything. I would say about 90% of the communication that was lacking was coming from me. But when we really started to communicate, that's when that relationship ended, because we just weren't compatible. I did not communicate about anything. This one is completely and utterly all on me. Because of my ego, or because of whatever I want to justify that with, I was a shell of a man. As I said, I was on a full-blown self-improvement journey, just spending every single waking hour improving myself outside of my work life. All this growth that I was going through, it was amazing. I can't lie, I had a great time. I was so busy with myself and what I was doing that I had absolutely no time for my ex-partner. I had no time to help her improve her own life. We didn't grow together, and because of that, we grew apart. But one thing you need to note is even if you find a partner, you start growing with them, grow together, sometimes you just don't want the same things. And because of that, you're still going to grow apart. That's fine. Things happen and you move on. It's important when you're dating, when you're vetting someone, to look for these core values early on so that you know that you're capable of actually growing together as a couple. Otherwise, there's just no point. When this relationship ended, tensions were high, of course. And a lot of the problems that we had throughout the whole relationship, I started to build this picture up in my head about how everything was her fault and nothing was on me. I started to resent her in some way. To some extent, you can argue that this is just a part of the healing phase of the breakup. You start to resent and hate that person. As time went on, as the months and the years went on, nothing changed. I still felt like this. I knew there was something up. Then I realized, if this person is never going to be in my life again, why do I hold this resentment towards them? Why don't I just forgive and forget? So that's what I did. I forgave her, I prayed for her, and then I moved on with my life. The mindset of forgiving people was very hard to get past, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably one of the hardest things that I had to get over. As I forgave and forgot my ex-partner, that forgiveness that I started to learn how to use translated into every aspect of my life. Forgiving my old friends, forgiving partners, forgiving my siblings or my parents, forgiving them for anything they've done to me. Because of all this forgiveness in my life became significantly better. This is all I have for you, bro. I'm sure there's a whole lot more that I could come up with, but these are the most notable things that I learned through my relationship. And if you're young, I hope you really use these. I hope these genuinely help you, bro, because if I had these at your age, then I'd probably be so much better off. But I didn't. That's life. We forgive and we forget. Anyway, I hope this helps, bro. Put your shirt on, bro, because you got work to do.